So I want everybody to listen to what I'm about to tell you. Nobody is coming to save you. As a man in this world, you have to do everything on your own. Nobody's going to save you if you don't put the work in. You got to put your own work in. That comes with business, that comes with fitness, health, relationships, everything. You literally have to put your own work in if you want results. You can't not do the work and expect to get results and then blame somebody else. The only person you can blame for your failures is yourself. You determine your own outcome in everything in life. Whether that's with your job, whether that's with money, whether that's where you're at in life, whether that's your troubles, whether that's your success, everything is determined by you and your mindset. You're in control of everything. There's no situation that you're in right now that wasn't your fault. You may be born in a bad position, or maybe you grew up in a bad position, or maybe you grew up in a fantastic position. But after that, you determine what's the rest of your life's going to hold. It's not an excuse to be born in a certain position and to stay in that position the rest of your life. There's plenty of people out there that go from nothing to the top. There's plenty of people out there born with everything at the top, and they fall to nothing. But everything is determined by your own outcomes. You determine where you end up in life. The amount of work you put in is going to show, the amount of work that you put in is going to show by where you stand. When you get older at the end of the day, and when you're finally established, that's going to determine the amount of work that you put in your early years. So your grinding years are now. You literally need to grind. Like, nobody's going to come save you. If you're sitting there, let's say you're sitting there in your 20s and you're doing nothing. You're literally just wasting your time playing video games, going out and drinking with friends, hanging out with friends, and you have no time that you're working on your business at all. Everything's going to the fun extracurricular activities. You're never going to succeed in life. And by the time you're in your late 30s, you're going to start scrambling to look for a way to make money, a way to have freedom, because you're going to realize that you should have been grinding all that time. And your late 30s is when you're supposed to be ready to be established. Once you did all the grinding, you're able to be established, and that's when you get to live your life on a lot more freedom than you are in your 20s. In your 20s, a lot of people get it mixed up. It's like when you go to college, people think that's your time to pretty much waste away and just do useless activities that aren't going to provide any benefit to your body, health, or just career overall. People are literally using it to go out and party every single night in college. Like, you get no benefit from that. Going out and trying to chase females every single night, like, it's just a waste of time. Like, it's fun in the moment and everything, but at the end of the day, what is that going to help you? Once you get that through your mind and realize that it's just a bunch of like garbage and propaganda that's like pushed on you your whole life, you literally change your mindset and you're going to change your future as well. So it's literally your mindset is what's holding you back. And a lot of people think that they can just like goof off or whatever, not do what they're supposed to do, and then somebody's going to come in and be like, somebody's going to come in and feel bad for them at the end of the day. When you had all this time, you had plenty of years to work yourself up, and you didn't even put in the effort to try. Like, at least say you tried. I get it if you failed, but like, at least you tried. If you put in effort to make a better life for yourself, even if you fail at what your goal was, you still might end up be up near your goal. So like, if you put in hard work to better yourself and you had a goal that was set really high, you still may fail, but where you fail to is still going to be higher than most people. You're still going to be at a level that most people are not at. So that's my thing. Like, a lot of people just give up and they don't even put in the work. They don't even try. It's like they come in with a failure mindset and they just tell themselves like, oh, it can't be me. I can't have this lifestyle. Why even try? Like, everybody else is having fun doing this and that. Like, that's why everybody is not successful. Like, do you not see that that's why the majority of people that went out and did stuff like that and wasted their time were not the people that were successful? So if you do the same things that they do, if you've had the same habits, if you follow their steps, where do you think that's going to lead you? You're going to be in the same position they are, in the same spot that you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. You're always going to stay in the same spot, never making any progress. You literally have to change your mind. You have to put the work in, and you have to want to do it for yourself. It can't be for anybody else. It has to be you want to do it for you and your family and other people. Nobody's going to tell you to grind. Nobody's going to tell you to do this and that. Your parents may tell you that they want you to have like a good job or whatever, but they're never going to push you to get out of your comfort zone and work as hard as you can. They're going to push you a little bit, but at the end of the day, you have to give yourself that extra motivation, that extra push that nobody else can give you but yourself. You're the only person that can do that. So what you're doing is you're pretty much letting other people affect your legacy. The people that don't really want to put in the work, a lot of the times they're letting other people affect their legacy just because they listen to what they're telling them and they're basically not even trying. You're too worried about what other people are thinking that you don't even try. You never even start. You have all these ideas and stuff that you want to do, and you never put them into action because you're too worried about what other people think. You literally just need to jump into what you want to do. Just start. Don't even know what you need to do. Just start doing something. Just keep doing it, staying consistent. And as you go, your path is going to open up. You're going to know what you need to do exactly to get to where you want to be. You're going to know how to become successful after a while. When you start, you're not going to know what to do. You're just going to be doing it blindly pretty much. And people may say stuff about you. People may think stuff about you. But what does that matter? Like, somebody's always going to think something about you at the end of the day, no matter what. Like, what does the opinion of somebody else have to do with you becoming successful? Like, it determines nothing. Every single person in the world could be hating on you. But what does that mean? If you believe in yourself, how does that make a difference to you? If you believe in yourself, but everybody's telling you one thing and you believe another, then why are you going to go with what they believe? Why are you going to fall victim to what they believe? Like, we're literally only here one time. We're only on this earth one time, and you only get one chance to make the best of your opportunities. And you can see what a human person is capable of, the type of success they're capable of. If you just look around, you see other people. And then if you look at yourself, like, you're pretty much at the bottom. Let's say you're at the bottom of like the totem pole. Like, do you really want to stay there your whole life? I don't ever understand why somebody would want to be stuck in the same position their whole life. And you're not happy with your position that you're in at that, which makes it even worse, because the people that are struggling and stuff like that, struggling with their life, struggling with their health, fitness and stuff like that, they're quick to throw hate on other people that are successful because they want to see themselves in that position. And they continue to complain about struggling with finances, struggling with paying this money, paying this debt and stuff like that back. But then you go home and you don't do anything. You have free time open, but you decide that you want to go work for a minimum wage job the rest of your life. Like, it's going to take a sacrifice. It's going to take time, and it's uncomfortable. The reason why a lot of people don't do it, they don't make a change, is just because it's uncomfortable. To change your habits completely from what you were taught growing up and what the school system taught you, how to make money and stuff like that. When you realize that's not really how you become successful and how you make real money, it's hard to get the courage and the work ethic to basically prove those methods wrong. So it's hard to build up the work ethic to build something up on your own. And a lot of people don't do it. That's why there's only a small percentage of people that are successful with it. But if you look at all of them, none of them followed the path that they were supposed to follow. They didn't, they didn't follow what they were taught in the system. That's not how they made their money. They literally found a way for themselves. They built up new habits. They pretty much killed the old them, created the new them, built habits, and kept with those habits day in and day out. Every single day, stick with those habits for months, years. And they still have those habits to this day. When they get successful, they still have those same habits. Like habits that the majority of other people don't have. It's just crazy to even say, but you really care too much about what others think. Like, just something that you can do is you can just take everybody out of your mind pretty much. Like, you don't need to even see negative feedback or negative distractions. You literally just have to stay in your own zone and keep thinking of where you want to be. Have it written down, have it typed out, have like a picture board, whatever, and look at that every day to where you want to be, instead of being paranoid, thinking this person's thinking this of me, this person's thinking that of me, when in reality, people are actually like rooting for you. Like at the end of the day, you think people are going to think this about you if you post this, or this about you if you say that, or if you start this business, if you do this, someone's going to say something about it. Like, you'll figure out that when you start doing that stuff, a lot of the times everybody's rooting for you to succeed. And even the people that aren't, they're not a factor. Like, they're not going to say anything to you, really. The majority of the time, they're not going to say nothing to your face, first of all. And second of all, if they do say something, like, what does that change? That doesn't change your grind. That doesn't change your mindset. You stick with the same thing, because that's anything in life. You're going to have people that challenge you. Everything's a challenge. You got to overcome the obstacles to be successful. That's anything in life. Whether that's business, whether that's like sports, whether that's just like a relationship, whatever you're trying to do, family problems, you got to get over a certain obstacle to get to a point where you can be successful and be to where you want to be. And the number one thing that kills a lot of people is distractions. Like I said earlier, people are distracted with too many things. There's just so much to do nowadays. Like, you can literally pick up your phone. You can pick up your phone and be on an app for 30 minutes to an hour. And by the time you put the phone down, you look up and an hour's gone by. You think like 10 minutes have gone by, which is ridiculous. There's people that literally sit on an app all day watching videos, watching funny videos, clips, stuff like that. Like, what is that benefiting you? How is that a good use of your time? Like, every now and then, I understand, like, we do need like entertainment after a while, but literally every day that's what you're doing, and then you're complaining about not having enough money to pay the rent. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Or like not having enough money to buy food, the prices are going way up. Like, what do you think is going to happen if you stay in the same spot in 10 years? The prices are going to keep going up. The food prices, you're not going to be able to buy food because you're still in the same position. You're making the same amount of money, but everything else went up. So what do you think you're going to do with your money? Like, in 10 years, it's going to be worse. So you're just going to go back to watching your TV, watching your movies all day and watching your phone? Or are you going to try to make a difference, try to do something else, be creative so you can make your own money, determine your own outcome in your own future? Like, I don't know, maybe I just have a weird mindset, but I just don't understand why everybody's not doing this. I know the majority, like, everyone's not going to be able to have this type of mindset, but like, the people that are complaining and stuck in the same spot, that's my thing. Is like, how are you going to complain, but then you don't take action? Like, if you just complain and don't take action, where do you think that leads you? In the same spot. And if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. So by default, you're not making progress. Distractions are just a killer. And if you can find a way to get rid of distractions, which comes from building habits, you do it slowly. It doesn't all have to be at once, But do daily habits, write them down, or don't even write them down. Just have them in your head. Know what you're going to do when you get up. Know what you're going to do at this time or around that time. It doesn't have to be exact time, but start building like a schedule for yourself to do things. I go to work at this time. I come right after work, I go work out. I go to the gym, I work out, or I come home and I do work on my computer. I try to find a way that I can make money for the future, or I go read when I get home from work. Have something that you do, and then I work out at night. Whatever you want to do, just start doing one thing at a time, and then in over a month's period of time, add another thing, and then add another thing. It doesn't all have to happen at once, but if you keep having bad habits, then that stuff just builds up and it makes you worse over time. You get worse. Your mind, you get more stupid. Your brain doesn't work as well. You just become a robot. You pretty much just become a slave to the system. So you literally need to know that the number one thing is nobody is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. People are going to help you along the way. People are going to help you get there. But the foundations, you have to lay them yourself. Nobody else is going to lay those foundations for you. Nobody's going to put the work in. You got to put the work in to change your future. That's all I have to say. You guys can go ahead and follow me on Instagram. My IG is down below. And I'll be back with more videos. So just stay tuned.